Okay, so there is a lot of things to talk about coming out of this edition of AEW Dynamite, but the thing I want to talk about most, even with Kenny Omega making his in-ring return, I want to talk about the AEW World Championship and what the hell is going on. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Ewan McQuaid, and today we are talking about AEW, more specifically the AEW World Championship picture and what the hell is going on with the whole scenario. So, of course, CM Punk made his return last week, staring down Jon Moxley, seemingly setting up the main event for All Out. However, it was announced following a pretty heated promo segment between the two that Jon Moxley will face CM Punk on next week's edition of AEW Dynamite to unify the belts. This is pretty fast storytelling. I think that's my main issue with this, is it feels like it's gone from 0 to 60 in the space of, two seconds. I'm not a car person, so that might be good, but, it's gone too fast, basically, because essentially we've got the return, we've got the promo, and then we're having the match next week. So what could happen in the match? Is this going to be the definitive match to unify the belts? I don't think so. I can't imagine, unless there's something ratings-wise that I've missed, why this match would be on TV. Unless there is a major angle happening in the match, whether that be CM Punk's heel turn, or whether it is the return of MJF. Those are the only two sort of scenarios that I can see. I can't imagine them turning Moxley heel on an episode of Dynamite. I can't imagine it being on TV just to set up Hangman Page being added to the match. So, honestly, I really don't understand, as of now, why that match has been put on Dynamite, other than maybe to draw big ratings. The way I saw this playing out was it would main event All Out. That's a huge match. 2 championships being unified with arguably the 2 biggest stars in the company. So that just leaves the main event of All Out in question. What's it actually going to be? Will it be a straight up singles match between Moxley and Punk? I don't know anymore. So there's a few avenues that this could go. Okay, the very glaring sort of point that CM Punk made was calling out Hangman Page in his promo on this week's edition of Dynamite. Very strange considering Hangman's sort of tied up in the trios tournament. I don't really see him playing a factor in this Moxley-Punk feud, considering he hasn't really, that I can remember, had many issues with Moxley. I can't even remember a Hangman-Moxley match off the top of my head. So it seems weird that he was name-dropped at the opening section of this promo. But that leads into the bigger aspect of this. Are we going to see heel turn from CM Punk on next week's edition of Dynamite? I think the only logical way for this entire match being put on TV is for a heel turn from Punk. The way he was acting in this promo, some of the comments he made seemingly indicates that he will be turning heel, and I think that's the best way to go. If this match is on TV, it should 100% be Punk turning heel, not Mox, because that would also further Mox's character. Because when you think about it, he'll have lost the belt twice via heel shenanigans. To Kenny, when Kenny hit him with the mic, and again if Punk cheats in some form or another on the show. So that'd actually fuel his character quite nicely, maybe leading into a big grudge singles match to main event All Out. Maybe it'd be like a Texas Death match, something like that, which again I think could work. The other idea that people have been putting out there is maybe this is where MJF comes back. Me personally, and I know it's sort of the feud that everyone loved, I actually don't really want to see Punk MJF again, because I think they closed the chapter on it so well with the dog collar match and Wardlow's turn and everything that happened with Wardlow. it feels like MJF needs to distance himself, if he does indeed come back, from Punk, Wardlow, and go into a feud with someone else. Because that just feels closed. It'll almost feel to me like the one final beat match that they did in NXT with Ciampa and Gargano, when Ciampa and Gargano had a beautiful send-off at Takeover, I can't remember which one, when they hugged on the ramp when Johnny won the title. Perfect payoff to that story. And I would feel the same about MJF and Punk. So I don't know where it's going to go. I honestly can't see it. I don't see MJF coming back, in my opinion. Could be proven wrong next week. I don't see Paige being put into the match. I see Punk turning heel, cheating, and winning both belts. Then we have heel Punk. Heel summer of Punk. A little bit summer. It's still red hot, so it's kind of summer. That's the way I see it going. I see heel Punk as champ leading into the winter. That's how I would do it anyway. That is my thoughts. So for the title of the video, what will main event All Out? If I'm going to put my money on what will main event All Out, it will be CM Punk versus Jon Moxley. And you know what? Chicago Street Fight. There we go. For the AEW World Championship. That is what I think will happen. I think that is the match that will main event All Out. And that's actually quite interesting. That'll be a brutal match. And I'm very excited to see if they do that. But those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of you. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.